everyone. My name is Katie, and today we're going to talk about how to make fillable pages using Adobe Acrobat Pro. So instructional designers are often going to create materials for print or for digital use for their clients or participants or just learners in general. So creating a fillable PDF document will allow your learners to type directly on the page without having to physically print the page out and write in any desired areas. So today I'm going to show you how to make PDF pages fillable using Adobe Acrobat Pro. So first I'm going to have my PDF document or handout open in Adobe Acrobat Pro. You might see like DC in the program name. Sometimes I see it as Adobe Acrobat DC. That will have the capabilities just to do this feature of making fillable pages. So once you have Acrobat open, you'll see tools on the right-hand side. So we're looking for the tool called Prepare Form. If you don't see this on the tools listed on this right-hand side, you can hit the More Tools button and it will open this additional page to search through and find the one that we want, which is Prepare Form. You can also go to the Tools tab at the top to be able to open this Tools page. So we're going to hit Prepare Form, and it's just going to ask us, hey, is this the document that you want us to prepare? And you would just hit Start to be able to do that. So Adobe will try to guess which areas you'd like to make fillable. So it's going to try to do and take a lot of the work for you, but it's not always great at guessing, I'll say. So some areas might have like weird text boxes or some boxes that are not necessarily where we need them to be. So it's a good idea to just run through your document and just make sure it didn't try to put a text box in a weird place. But if you do see one, you'll just hit Select and delete it to get it out of your way. So you've got some tools at the top here. So you've got like adding text to the page. You can add check boxes. You can add radial buttons. You can even add like a choice menu or even like an OK button or even a signature to the page to be able to have some interaction with your learners or to be able to have them interact with the document in some way. Today, we're just going to focus on this adding a text field, and that is the fillable box that we need to be able to use today. So once you hit that button here for the text field, a rectangle shape is going to pop up because it's asking you, okay, where do you want me to put this fillable box? So I'm going to scroll down to where I'd like that, which is this page where if I printed this page out, this is where they maybe should write physically. So I'm going to turn this into now a fillable area. So I'm just going to click once, and then I'm going to change the shape to be able to fill up my lines here. But it doesn't have to be a lined area. It's just anywhere where you'd like them to write or type in. It's important to note here that Adobe only allows you to create a rectangle or a square shaped fillable space. So it's good to keep this in mind when you are designing your pages that you know will be digitally fillable for your learners. It's just a kind of a weird thing. They can't put in like a circular text field for them to be able to be filled. So just keep that in mind that it only can be at this point be a rectangle or a square. So you just create your text boxes in all the desired areas that you want to be able to make those areas fillable. So I also will say, do not copy and paste your text boxes. So you will have the same text actually show up in all the boxes if you copied and pasted them, which is super annoying if you are the learner. So you're typing and then the text will show up in this box. And if I copy and pasted, it would also show up in this box. So I would caution you against just copying and pasting the text boxes. You want them to start with brand new properties for each text box. So if you have an area where you'd like the learner to write on more than one line, so like right here, I have a pretty large rectangle and I'd like them to be able to write like in a paragraph form. So I need to tell the text box that this is what I want. So I'm going to right click and you get a new menu that pops up to make changes to that text field. And I'm going to hit properties to be able to make those changes. So you get a menu here that pops up and we need the one that says options. So on options, it's going to ask you to check spelling or scroll any long text. Yeah, if they want to write more in this text box, great. It's going to pop up a little scroll window for them to be able to do that. But what's important is that I check the multi-line button or the multi-line selection here, because that is going to allow them to write on more than one line. So it's not going to have text on just the first line, and then they can't like hit enter and go down to the next line to be able to write more. So it's important to do that on every single rectangle, which is a little time consuming, but you have to tell it to be able to do this, or else they wouldn't be able to write on the second line on any of the boxes that you have. So once I'm finished adding my text boxes, so like on this page, I'm going to add one more because I want to be able to do that. And I'm going to change my shape here to just make sure it fits with my text. I usually do, and I'm also going to turn on the multi-line for this box, but also once I'm finished adding the text boxes, I'm going to come back on every page that has these, and I'm just going to double check that the multi-line is enabled, because it's a lot easier to make these changes if I know that it's here before I save it, because it is a hassle to come back in here if I miss one and make that change a little bit later and then have to resave the entire document. So I do recommend that you go ahead and just double check every single box and make sure that multi-line is enabled. So once I'm done, I can go over to preview and I can preview this page. So do a little test writing just to make sure that the text is kind of where I want it or where it will show up on each one of these boxes. Again, I always do a quick double check because it's always easier to make the changes here rather than somewhere else. So yes, that's all looks good. So I'm going to close and I'm going to close out of that prepare form tool. So now I'm ready to save this document. So I do recommend if you're going to save this as a new copy. So I'm going to add the word fillable into the title as the new copy of my document. So I'm going to go up here to File and Save As. And once I pick the folder that I'd like it to go in, I am going to add fillable to the title. And why I do this is because I want to have a copy that is fillable and one that I know that is not. So I can always make changes just to the fillable portions in the ones that is fillable, and the other one that I might need to make other sort of design changes. I like to just have more than one copy there. So choose the name you'd like and save it as that. So now you'll see the name changed here to Fillable Course Companion. So now I know that this specific copy is a fillable. So now you can share this and use this file with the fillable features added.